Arriving by ferry to ride one of the remaining lines of an island rail network, entirely steam operated when filmed in 1960. By this date, the two remaining island routes depended on about 20 of these LSWR Adams O2 class tank engines of 1889. Although not as old, the compartment coaches, seeming relics of a bygone era, did not impress the travelling public from the mainland. Let's now set off on a trip, first through Ryde, then westwards to Newport and COWES. The 600-yard pier allowed the ferries from Portsmouth to moor at all states of the tide. By 1960, the paddle steamers were needed only to strengthen the service in summer. As well as a pedestrian section, Ryde Pier boasted 2 extra rail lines for diesel-engined trams to shuttle between ships and shore. Ryde's seafront has its own station. The line has now to cross the town, which it does by a tunnel, unfortunately built of substandard height. Now to Ryde's original station, badly located for travel to the mainland, but there is ample space for workshops and for the island's main loco depot. South from St John's Road was built as 2 parallel single lines by 2 different companies, and for most of the year it was still operated as 2 separate lines. But in summer, Smallbrook Junction was brought into use, and the first mile was worked as a double-track line. At Smallbrook we turn west for Newport, collecting the staff for the single-line section to Haven Street. Although the COWES line was closed in 1966, the section from Smallbrook to Haven Street was later reopened as the Isle of Wight Steam Railway. The first stop is so isolated that a lamp on a signal post is provided, so drivers know where to start braking. Just why a station was provided here far from any village is hard to imagine, but someone, it seems, did try to attract visitors on occasions. We run parallel to the chalk downland of the island's central ridge. Trains on this line were timed to cross at Haven Street, the next station. The up train would normally run in first, so our down train is held outside until the other has stopped in the loop. Working in this way lets the signalman collect the Newport staff from the up train, quickly placing it in the instrument to register its arrival. Next, getting permission for our down train to go on to Newport, release the staff in time for it to be exchanged as we run in. Haven Street is now the headquarters of the Isle of Wight Steam Railway. Additional facilities include a loco depot and sidings. The section reopened by the steam railway continues about 1.5 miles to Wootton, which had closed 7 years before filming. Whippingham Station had also been closed in 1953. We now enter Newport, the centrally located administrative capital of the island. We are making an almost 180-degree turn. Our viaduct converges with that of the line from Sandown and from Ventnor West. Crossing the River Medina above the commercial port, we enter Newport's important former junction station. The opposite side of the platform used to serve the line to Yarmouth and Freshwater in the west of the island. It too had been closed in 1953. We pass the carriage and wagon workshops and are just too late to see the hand signalman's green flag, allowing us to pass the section signal. It cannot be cleared due to the work of the technicians. The COWES and Newport Railway was the island's first, opening in 1862. It remained isolated until the 1875 opening of the lines to both Ryde and Sandown. Transfer of rail vehicles to and from the mainland has never been easy. There's never been a train ferry. Freight, latterly mainly locomotive and domestic coal, was laboriously craned into wagons here at the railway's Medina Wharf. The wharf's platform for staff travelling to and from work. Although the Medina estuary is a famous yachting centre, further upriver are shipyards and other industry. Less than half a mile short of the terminus, the Mill Hill district of COWES has its own small station. At both ends of the working day, this was busy with commuters for the nearby shipyards. How many passengers from the mainland booked to here were misdirected to the Mill Hill in North London, one wonders. COWES station was on a small and difficult site with short curved platforms, and a quick turn round had to be scheduled, so while passengers alighted the engine was uncoupled. Once everyone was off, the coaches would be propelled clear of the engine release crossover. While the loco ran round, the guard ran the coaches by gravity towards the buffer stops, making room for the engine at the outer end of the platform. Departing passengers could now be allowed onto the platform.